hope you guys are well. The time has come. I am kicking off my 2025 Declutter Challenge in today's video. For 2025, we are going to declutter 25 spaces together. I'm gonna give you tips, tricks, affordable ideas, functional ideas. Yes, it's nice when it's aesthetically pleasing and so beautiful, but I will always prioritize function over fancy. Everything needs to be affordable. We need to be able to have these things be obtainable together. Biggest thing is having a friend to hang out with while you do this, and that's what I am hoping to accomplish for you guys. I cannot wait to get started. We are gonna be doing the mudroom today and a small entryway closet. I'm gonna share all of my ideas with you. I'm gonna help you realize when it's time to actually donate something. It's hard. It is hard to let go of stuff, and I totally understand. I have that challenge as well, and so we're gonna do it together. I also wanna do giveaways. As I do these 25 videos this year, I wanna give away my favorite organization products. I wanna give away Starbucks gift cards, all those wonderful things. For today's video, if you leave me a comment, say hello, or let me know maybe some of your New Year's intentions or inspirations this year. Anything, just leave a comment. I will put you in the drawing for one of my favorite organization products that I will send to you. If you're new, welcome. My name is Trisha Miller. I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and stick around. 2025 is our year, you guys. Let's get started. Okay, let me start by showing you the two spaces that we are going to work on today. This is the mudroom, and as you can see, there's just a whole lot going on in here. And most importantly, this is the first place our family sees when you walk in the door. And to walk into all of this clutter and disorganization, it's just not a good feeling. So we are going to calm the chaos together today. It's gonna feel so good when we're done. All right, let's go check out the closet. Okay, here's our small entryway closet. Yes, we need to go through and declutter a bunch of stuff, but I think the biggest issue here is that I'm not optimizing my space. So this whole half of the shelf isn't being used. This is just a bunch of random stuff up here. And then we have all this nice storage on the floor. So I really want to work on some organization systems in here that are going to be functional and just make the space a lot more useful. All right, let's go back to the mudroom and start step one. Okay, we're gonna start in the mudroom. The first thing I always do in a declutter and organize is remove everything and then clean the empty space. Because how often do I get to vacuum up in the shelves or vacuum the bins and wipe down the surfaces? So you have to take advantage of that moment when everything is empty. So let's get everything out. I'm gonna utilize our kitchen island. We're gonna get everything cleaned out, cleaned up, and then I'll start to walk you through my process of going through everything and figuring out what we're gonna declutter and donate and what we're gonna hold on to. Quick little tip on motivation. Something I like to do is throw a podcast on in the background so I have something entertaining my brain as I'm doing something that's a little bit tedious, like cleaning this out. I'm a huge fan of the show The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, the whole franchise. Does anybody else watch it? I feel like I'm the only one left. But they have a bunch of podcasts, and so I'm gonna listen to a podcast about the show while I start to declutter and get everything out of there. You could put on some good music. Sometimes I do that, or I'll put on a show in the background like Gilmore Girls where I don't have to 100% focus on it, but it's entertaining. Get that thing going that will keep you going. All right, now let's start.
I've been working on myself. I really try my best to change, but sometimes in a love fade, right? Maybe we should stay in bed, pretend that everything's the same, just a little play pretend, right? But baby, we're changing, we can't really help it. It might just enjoy.
Something I want you guys to think about as you begin this decluttering in your home, think about why you want to do that. Because your why is what is going to keep you going when there's not enough podcasts to entertain you, when there's not enough rewards. You need to have that big reason why you're doing that. And for me personally, it's my 3 children. I know that my family thrives when we have less clutter around, when we have organization systems in place, when there truly is a home for everything. My kids are just so much happier. Steven and I are better parents. We're happier. Think of how many times you've probably come home and there's shoes all over the floor and you're tripping over the shoes and it gets frustrating. You can't help but feel grumpy when you're in a chaotic environment. And so my big why for me, what keeps me going, what truly gets me excited about decluttering is just knowing that it's going to make my family happier and healthier. And that's really important on those days where you just don't feel like doing it. So think about your why, maybe write it down, put it up on the wall somewhere, or make a note in your phone, because that's what you're going to keep referencing back to through this process. And I'd love for you to share your why in the comments for me. I think also putting it out into the universe just helps motivate you as well. So let me know what your why is. Okay, the mudroom looks beautiful right now and very empty. However, my kitchen island is covered with all the items. So the first thing I'm gonna do to start my declutter process, get a trash bag, and as I go through, I am going to be absolutely ruthless with things. If I see a coat that might still fit my child, but I know they don't like it and they're not gonna wear it, I'm gonna donate it to a child who will wear it right now. I also will put like with like. So all of the coats for Steven and I'm gonna put into a pile, all of Charlie's coats, Liam's coats, Rory's coats, because that will help me then when I go into organization and figuring out how much of each thing I have so I can come up with a system on where I wanna store it. The other thing is I'm gonna have a lot of things in here that don't belong in the mudroom. So I'm gonna have another pile of things that belong somewhere else in our home. Ruthlessness is the key here. All right, let's start. Something that I have learned about myself through my whole decluttering journey is that guilt plays a huge role in why I tend to hold on to things that we no longer need. Guilt that we spent good money on it, or guilt that somebody gave it to me as a gift, or most importantly, the hardest part for me is guilt that my kids made it. And it made such a difference once I could recognize that and then start to shift my mindset. When I would feel that guilt, I would say to myself, does this item serve a purpose for my family? Does this item bring joy or happiness to a member of my family? And if the answer is no, it's time to donate it to somebody else, or it's time to recycle that picture that your child drew. If it's not bringing joy or happiness, it's time to move on from it. Now, with kid items, I know it's hard. It is so hard to get rid of all the sweet little things that they draw for you and all the things that they make for you. So my recommendation there is you could take a picture of it and then you will always have that memory of it. But you could also have a small memory box that you hold on to some of those things that are really, really important. And then with that memory box, every single year, go through it and make sure you still feel like it's something you really need to hold on to. And that way you're holding yourself accountable. You're holding on to that thing in the moment that you truly feel like is still important, but then you're going back and you're reevaluating and you're checking in on it. And for all those wonderful pieces of art that your kids make for you, just a word of caution. When you are ready to recycle them, make sure you bury them so deep in that recycling bin that your kids never are aware. Trust me, I learned that the hard way. All right, there are moments where it's good to just go ahead and start organizing while you're decluttering. So this is one of those situations. I have our bin of all of our winter hats, gloves, all that stuff. And then I got this from Target. I think it was only $10, maybe $15 max. I'll link it for you guys. But it's just a basic plastic drawer system with 3 drawers. I have 3 children, so each kid is gonna have a drawer, and as I'm going through these gloves and making sure they still fit them, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in each of their designated drawers. And my plan is to find space as we organize the hall closet and store this in there, because we are losing gloves, we are losing hats They are just going into the abyss of the mudroom. And I think if I have a nicer organization system, it'll be so much easier. It also helps you see what you have too much of and what you don't have enough of. And that saves you money in the long run because you're not just buying things because you think you need it. You know what you truly have. All right, so let me get the wheels put on this, and then as I go through this, I can start to get it organized. I told you guys at the beginning of this video that I was going to be doing a giveaway for one of my favorite organization products, and this rolling cart is one of my favorite organization products. I use them throughout my home. They are just so functional and useful for truly any room or any area in your home. So this is going to be my first giveaway. You unfortunately do have to live in the United States to be eligible for this, but don't worry, all of my international friends, I'm going to have a ton of giveaways through this decluttering process that you will be eligible for. In order to enter, just leave me a comment. Maybe tell me something you found helpful about this video, because that will help guide me as I continue in this moving forward. Or you could just give a little hello. You can do an emoji, whatever makes you happy. Go ahead and drop that in the comment section. And I'm just so thankful you guys are here. I am so excited for all the ways we are going to make our lives better in 2025. This is truly going to be our year, you guys. I didn't think about a spot for Stephen and I's gloves, so I think I'll put a bin on top of this in that closet and label it for Stephen and I. Sorting gloves is like sorting socks. It's not fun at the time, but it is worth it in the long run to have them all paired together. It saves so much time later on. Okay, I'm gonna redo my organization system in the mudroom. I got everything now decluttered. I have almost 2 full bags for donations. That feels really, really good. I have a massive pile of things that belong to the kids that do not belong in the mudroom. So I'm gonna sort it 1 laundry basket per kid, and then tonight or this weekend, part of their chores will be to put the items back where they belong. I think there's value in having your kids contribute in these activities. Could I go around and put them back? Absolutely. But then my kids will not learn and be reminded that there's a lot that doesn't belong in the mudroom. So that's what I'm gonna do later on. But for now, let's talk about my new system. I love having the big bins underneath. Those are from Target. I keep shoes in Stephen and I's bin, but then in the individual kids' cubbies, I put their jackets. I fold them, I put them in there, and they know when they need a coat to go underneath, pull out their bin, get their jacket out. That's a system that's already working really, really well. Up above the cubby, the second cubby that each kid has, that's the system that is falling apart. I had multiple bins up there and they were just not really designated for anything in particular. So that's where a lot of the items that didn't belong in the mudroom ended up in there. I found these in the Target dollar spot yesterday. They are massive and they're only $5. I went to Target thinking I was gonna buy another bin, the exact same bin that I have at the bottom, but those are $20 each. $5, this was perfect. And I think it's gonna fit really, really well. So instead of having multiple bins up above, I'm gonna put one of these. Things that I'm gonna put in here are hats, things that we use enough, but maybe not necessarily every single day. But most importantly, things that we wanna grab on our way out the door and things that we can easily put back on our way in. The key is to get these systems in place so that it's just second nature and it's easy to just kind of remember that everything has a place. I would just put it back in that place. All right, let's go.
Let me tell you this, let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss, still burning, didn't know I missed this passion in life, now I'm addicted somehow.
If you're thinking that you can set up all of these organization systems and that sounds wonderful, but there's no way your kids will actually follow them, I completely understand. My kids did not just wake up one day and start being organized and putting their shoes where their shoes belong and things like that. It took practice, as with anything, and it also depends on how old your kids are. You have to set realistic expectations. All three of our children are school-aged children. For anybody new, we have a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 12-year-old, and do they have this perfect organization system down? Not at all. But we're teaching them and we're learning together as a family. And I just think it's really important and it helps them build that independence when we have just responsibilities for them. And they definitely prefer when we have organized things. It helps, when they have a sports game and they know where their uniform is and they know where to put it after they wear it. And so all of these things are just really helping our family to thrive. And just like that, look how much better it is in here. I also want to show you guys, if you did not watch my back to school prep video, I do a morning checklist by the door for the kids. It's just basic reminders so they don't have to ask me over and over again what they need to remember to do. I will link that video for you because there's just like little systems like this that have made life so much easier. Also, I'm very distracted by how dirty my door is right there. We need to do a little bit of deep cleaning soon. Let me know if you're interested in a deep cleaning video. Okay, now it's time to do our small entryway closet. I'm gonna follow the exact same steps. I'm gonna take everything out, declutter, think about new organization systems to put in place, and then start putting back in only what we need, and I'm gonna continue to be ruthless to donate things. I would love to get to 3 bags of donations today. And something I should have mentioned at the beginning of the video, a key thing for me to motivate me to start these projects is to set up my donation pickup before I even begin decluttering. And so I like to do the AmVets. You can go to amvet.com. I'll put the website in my video description box for you. They come to our house and pick up donations from the porch. It could not be easier, and then it's going to a great cause. All right, let's do it. Okay, one exception to my take everything out rule. I'm gonna go through the coats, but leave them hung up because I know that's where they're gonna go. It's our only coat closet that we have. And since Steven and I use our bin underneath for shoes, I keep our jackets in this closet. So that is the only thing I won't be taking out.
Tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied.
There's so much hair in here, dog hair. Ooh. I think it's been a long time since I've done this and actually took everything out. I'm gonna move the Tinco, but it's gonna go back in. I think what I wanna try to do, our glove plastic 3-drawer organizer that we have, I'm definitely gonna put that in there with the Tinco. I have one more of those, so I'm hoping I can fit both in between the Tinco and then add things like Annie's dog toys that I just pulled out and things like that. Who found a new toy that I had purchased for her on sale for next Halloween. I don't have the heart to take it from her. Annie, can we show them the toy? It's really cute. I got it on clearance at Home Goods. This is her, just on a side note. These are all of Annie and Gus's toys and things like that, extra leashes. And so sometimes when I find dog toys on clearance, if they're seasonal, I'll save them for the actual season, but I think we're gonna make the exception. Here, Annie, let's show everybody. Oh, she's not gonna let go. You can kind of see it's a happy monster, but look how happy she is. You guys, we gotta get these put away quick. She's trying to steal more. One was not enough. Oh, she just took the hokey. You can have the hokey. You can have that. This is gonna be a bit of a battle if we don't put these away soon. All right, before I actually start going through all of this stuff and decluttering it, I want to see if I can fit 2 of those rolling 3-drawer carts in with the Tinco. I'm hoping there's room enough for all 3 of them because that would really help with my organization as I'm decluttering and thinking about those systems. So let me get the Tinco put back in and then see if I can fit both of those carts in there.
Taking me a while to get it. Had to live and cry to appreciate life, and what you give is worth it. When you're holding me, when you hold me so close, I want further in under your skin. Wanna leave a mark.
Okay, it fit absolutely perfectly. This is gonna be great for organization. So we already got these done. I am gonna label these with the kids' names later on with my Cricut. And then I think at least 2 of those drawers is gonna go for dog treats and dog toys and stuff like that. And then we might have an extra one. I'm gonna add a bin up here with Stephen and I's hats and gloves, but I love that this was able to fit. This is gonna be a really nice system.
So that I can be sure that you remember what's been. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good.
Oh, I forgot about this one that I got last year after Easter. It's a carrot toy. All right, I don't want to tease her with it, but we are going to get that out in the spring. You can have it in April. Here, why don't you take the hokey? You want the hokey? Hey, did anybody go to Virginia Tech out there? Stephen and I both went there. That's where we met. Here, Annie, you can have your hokey. She doesn't want the hokey now. Of course. Oh, no, 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 little lady. Okay, this is gonna turn into a dog toy recommendation video. So this is by Zippy Paws. When Annie was a puppy, this was a little puzzle we do where you can put the treats inside of it and they take their nose and they have to move it to get the treats out. This is really, really fun. I don't even know if they make it anymore because Annie just turned 5, but I'm gonna hold on to it because we are a dog family and I'm sure there are puppies in our future. So I'm gonna keep this just in case. For anybody concerned that I am hiding toys from Annie and not just letting her have all of the toys, it is actually a very effective strategy to limit your dog's toys because they get tired of them. So, I mean, she's got plenty. Don't worry, the girl has plenty of toys out. There's probably at least 10 toys. All of her are downstairs on the floor. But it is kind of nice when she kind of gets sick of something, you put it away for a little bit. I kind of had the same strategy with my kids when they were younger. And then when you bring it back out, it's like a brand new toy to them. So you should try it with your dogs if you haven't done it. So these bins are filled with vacuum parts, cleaning solution for the Tinco, but I'm almost positive I have vacuum parts in here for vacuums that have broken that we no longer own. So I want to go through it, and I'm only going to keep the accessories in here for the vacuums that we actually keep down here. So I have my Bissell in there and Tinco. I want to keep all of those parts. I'm just trying to think what we keep down here. And then everything else is going to go upstairs in the laundry room, which is where I keep most of my cleaning stuff. As I just kind of went over, proximity is something that is kind of a key to success when you're thinking about organization systems. So I am fortunate enough that I have a vacuum upstairs and downstairs. But keeping the vacuum pieces for my upstairs vacuum in my downstairs closet doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I have systems where whatever product goes with certain things, I make sure that it's kind of close by to where that product that it belongs to is. And so think about that with proximity. When you're planning out your organization systems, you want it to be convenient. You don't want to be searching for something. So just thinking through those effective locations that can just truly make life easier, and it just ultimately saves you time. And just like that, this closet is done. The last thing I want to do is just make some labels for these. I ended up using all 3 of those for dog stuff, and then we'll have one for each of the kids. And then here's Stephen and I's stuff. And I just feel like it's so much more organized and I'm maximizing space. I could obviously put way more up there, but there's nothing else that needs to go up there right now. So just remember, just because we have the space, it doesn't mean you have to fill it with stuff. All right, let's go get some labels made.
Lost about something. Who knows if I can find a track that could lead me back to those days when we were happy. We said we would never give up. I feel so
Another thing I want to add to my big reason of why I declutter and organize is that feeling afterwards. It feels so good to have things cleaned out and decluttered and these organization systems in place. I never realized how heavy it feels to have clutter everywhere until you feel the weight being taken off of your shoulders once you finally get rid of some stuff. It just feels amazing. And I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you'll join me for this year in our Declutter Challenge and all the other amazing things that I am hoping to do on this channel. I'm so thankful for you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!